We saw in the last episode that if we wanted to print something like hello world 3 times and we want a line between each of those. So if I run this, as you can see, something like this. We have hello world, then there's a line, and then in the second line we have another hello world. After that in third line we have another hello world. But in here we can simplify this by a lot and save us a lot of characters. What we can do is, instead of using the print function multiple times, we can just go here and use a backslash n and then write hello world again. Now when I run this again, as you can see here, we got the same output, but instead of using two print functions, we only used one. Now we can use this multiple times, like using another backslash n and then another hello world. If I run this again, as you can see here, we got 3 hello worlds, each with an extra line, but in this case, we didn't have to use 3 print functions. We just used a single print function and then we used backslash n to give new lines in between. Now keep in mind that it is backslash n. If you use normal slash n, it will just treat that as text and it will get printed out like this. So it has to be a backslash n which will insert a new line like this. And also keep in mind that if you give a space here, then in the new line the hello world would come after a space. So if you don't want that, just don't give spaces after you have done backslash n. Now this hello world is something known as a string. Now what is a string? You can think of a string as a pearl necklace like this. Inside that we have our text hello, and the double quote helps Python know that this right over here is a piece of string. Now let's look at a topic known as string concatenation. In here, let's say I have my name, print Muqtadir, and in here I want to add another string to this, Massoudi. So what I can do in this case is use string concatenation like this. I use a plus icon, which just means add this piece of string, and then we have another piece of string here, Massoudi. The plus icon, what it does is it adds this piece of string to this other piece of string, meaning these two will be combined to be one piece of string. Now I have a quiz for you. How do you think this will be printed? Will we have a space after Muqtadir and then Massoudi, or will they have no space and just be a singular string? So let's see. I will run the code. As you can see, they got no space in between because we don't have any spaces in here. Now there's 3 ways we can add spaces. The first one is to give a space after Muqtadir, which will give a space as you can see here, or we can give a space at the start of the string Massoudi, which will also give a space, or we can use string concatenation again and we can have another piece of string and concatenate it with these guys. So it will add this string with this string, which is just a space, and then this string will be added to this string. So when I run this, as you can see, we got a space here also. Now finally, let's look at what are indentations. In Python, spaces matter a lot. Like for example, if you have a space in the first line like this and then you write your code, as you can see we get this squiggly line over here. And if you don't get this squiggly line, then just go to the tools section in Replit, scroll down, and at the end you will find user settings. Just click on that and then in here scroll down, and here you will see code intelligence. Just turn that on and it will keep giving you hints on what the error could be. Like in this case we got a squiggly line and it says unexpected indentation. This piece of space is known as an indent in Python. Now let's see what happens when we run the code. We get an indentation error. Now we have seen 2 types of error. The first one was a syntax error, which happens when we, for example, forget a double quote. Like in here we got a syntax error. The second type of error that we are going to see today is the indentation error. So what does this indentation error mean? So again, if we hover over the squiggly line, code intelligence will tell us that we have an unexpected indentation over here. Now in Python, we mostly use tabs as indents. If you press the tab key, as you can see here, we get some space over here using the tab key. This is known as an indent. And in Python, this indent matters a lot. And we cannot just give random spaces in between like this. We will get an error. So to fix that, we need our code to be properly indented. Like so. Now if I run the code, we don't get that error and it runs completely fine. Now, when we try to fix an error, that is called debugging. This was originally created by a story when a programmer was programming and a mouse came and fell on his computer and the mouse got electrocuted and the programmer's code was not working now, so he had to go inside the computer and remove the mouse, fix the wires so that his code could run again. But in this case, fortunately, we don't have to remove mouses. We have to fix our errors, and these errors got their names as bugs, and solving these errors are called debugging. In the next video, I have a problem for you which is going to test your debugging skills. So for all of that and more, I'll see you there.